At the time when they take me to the captivities, I was 14 years old. I don't know who is a man, and unfortunately they have given me to the big commander.
Qua mày lúng, bagi yang mayor. Yan ki makan opura tiri, di makan parang wen. Kita me cakap punya kita yote, me cakap war di lum labang yo, me cakap tiang ludoko, me miaki lacho. Ci po berior pian, eno berior manyan barang opura tiri.
They forced me to give to the man who he was 38 years. I was only 13 years only. Being a young child, it was not easy to me. Even lack of food, it was so difficult getting a food, because the food from Sudan, it is very different from the food from our country here.
Being a child born in captivity, it has affected me, my childhood until where I have reached now. All this from 5 years coming to 11 years, the only thing that I did best was doing military training.
The war affected people in Acholi by, first of all, loss of lives, destruction of properties, the abduction of people, children, abduction of adults.
It was devastating. The people suffered and suffered. People suffered a lot for 20 years in war situation. That's too much.
After the war, a lot of changes came. We got to realize that there is a very big factor called land. Land became a major challenge, because when you live and you are not living in your own land or in your family land or in your ancestral land, it has no sense.
The mother have a lot of the pain in their heart. Yes, especially also during this COVID-19, was worst. The landlady, they've been chasing the women away from the house.
Even my fellow colleagues, we are suffering a lot, especially our parents objected to us. We don't have land. If you want to dig, you need to hire land. And for us, we don't have money to hire land for digging. And everything we buy, if we need food, we need to buy. If medication, we need to buy.
10 years ago, coming to 15 years now, we was having a lot of the NGOs in northern Uganda who always come and did the interview and promised to the victims, promised to the mother and the children, so that we are going to do ABCD. And after, they did not do anything. So that is why I say, no good. The little knowledge I have, I will support with the women and children who will be winning the same experiences in northern Uganda. So that is why I be able to open the war victims.
In the community, the people, they don't like us. They don't like us totally. Example, they like segregation, finger pointing, and even the government project came, for us, they don't include us.
So there are a number of issues, and land conflicts is now becoming the biggest issues in Acholi. And these people who have returned have not had the support to them to rebuild their lives. And all these things are the problems that we see in Kekwa Acholi.
We have been moving in the parliament until they pass out that is a motion. After that, they told us to do profiling, and I was one of the technical technicians also. I've been filing our fellow colleagues also, because for us we know each other.
The government, it is finished because the war is no longer there. That is a shallow definition of peace, a negative definition of peace, which is to do with the absence of war.
They all say that Uganda is now quiet and the gun is quiet, but the gun is not quiet, because the victims are now died and they are making suicide.
They committed suicide, and other women also committed suicide because life have become complicated during this COVID. Before COVID came, life was worse. And now COVID was on the ground, it became more worse. And now someone say, what is the purpose of living? Let me just take away my life.
I count it as high level of trauma. And maybe we don't know what we are doing now as a result of this war.
Actually, 15 years along the way, victims are still suffering. And I will still say, more years to come, victims will keep suffering unless action is being taken. Because something that remains on paper will become useless. Something that remains on spoken words without action will become useless.
Let government support the victims in northern Uganda. Victims are dying.
So they need to get for us a good hospital for us, and they should see us as the Ugandese, not someone who come from abroad. And our children should pay our children to school.
There is a lot for the government to cover for children born in captivity and women in general. You know, people still have trauma. Psychosocial support system need to be brought on the ground.
They need to reorganize the operation and put the survivors and victims number one in Operation Wealth Creation. Can they do that?
We want government to assist us, to buy for us land, to pay for us school fees. They give us medical. Like me, I have bullet here.
There are others who are battling with their agriculture. Can they be empowered? Sort of livelihood, can it not be given to this category of people? Women are crying a lot for livelihood support to be given to them. Because when they are being given this livelihood support, they can't even be in position to support their children.